Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. This is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. In this episode of Back to School, I'm going to address the question: is it too late to invest in blank, blank, blank? And it doesn't really matter what you're asking about. Some people like to ask about: is it too late to invest in Bitcoin? Is it too late to invest in Microsoft or Amazon or some other tech stock or something like a Coca-Cola, something like that? So that's what I'm going to try to address. So the question is, when someone tells you about an opportunity where they have made, let's say, double their money, triple their money, 5x, 10x, they made money, and they say, hey, you should jump on board in this investment. You need to start flipping real estate, or you need to buy Bitcoin, whatever it may be. The question is it too late? Is it too late to get in? Is it, or when you get in, do you feel like you get in at the peak and now it's on its way down? So some people think of that as the pump and dump. You need more investors to come in so other people can cash out and get their money out of it. Or is there more to come? Are there more gains to come? So let's take a look at some examples of this. And the first thing I want to start with is this article here on YouTube. There's an article written by John, and it says, is it too late to invest in cryptocurrency? It was released literally yesterday. So let's take a look at that article. Okay, here's Yahoo Finance. Here's the article written by John. And you'll see it talks about the same thing. Is it too late? You see what happened is this thing started in 2009. Now, if you haven't followed this, it's up, I think it's like 8 billion% return if you got in it literally in the first week. Is it too late? And so here's an article where it talks about it. As of this week, it went down. It actually peaked out at around 68,000, I believe, earlier this week. And then this week, it actually touched down under 60. And so a lot of people ask this question: is it too late? Is crypto going to zero? Now, there are famous people. There's many famous people make an opinion on it. They say, yeah, it is. Now, there's other people on the other side of the coin make the opposite argument. And here's one who's Kathy Wood is pretty famous of ARK Investment, and she's saying it's $500,000. There's other people like MicroStrategy CEO who believe it's a great investment. So there's a lot of people saying it's going up, a lot of people saying it's going down. You have to pick a side, and the question is it too late? So let's take a look at a case study. Let's look at Amazon. So I fixed it up. The red is S&P 500. The green is Dow. You see Amazon is underperforming on a year-to-date basis. If you look at the one-year basis, S&P is 29. Two-year basis, S&P is 50. But here you go. Amazon doubled your money in the last 2 years. So the question is it too late to invest? So let's zoom out. And you see, if you had that argument down here, you can say, hey, it's too late. In 2019, it's too late to buy Amazon. And look, you missed out on the gain from 100 and so you missed out on 200% return if you got in over here, because you see that run up. And that's the same question if you back up. The more you back up, you could have been questioning it all the way down here. And you see how starting down here, you could have made 800 or 900% return. And if you're telling your friends over here, hey, it's time to invest, you're saying it's too late. But look at the difference between the 800 or 900% return. This is another 10x. It's actually more, because 10x, look, that's 10,000% return. So even up to this point where it's only 1,000% return, and I'll find it right here. You see that? In 2015, you could have 10x your money from here all the way out to here. But if you keep on going back further, look at this. This is a 5 million% return. So anybody who got in here have been telling their friends all along to come on board. And the question is it too late? And so I wanted to show you, if you look at the last 5 years, it still went up 370%. And so it's not too late. A company that's growing will still do well, and it will still outperform S&P, and it will outperform the Dow. So that's a great case study looking at Amazon. Let's look at another one. Let's look at something like, for all those who college kids know Monster Beverage. They make energy drinks. Let's do the same concept. Let's just look at the last year. And here you go. Energy drink is doing really poorly in the last year. Let's look at the 1 year. You see that poorly. Last 2 years, you see this? The blue line, it barely beat the market in the last 2 years. But if somebody said, hey, should you invest? If you look at the last 5 years, you see this? It barely matched the market. You see, you can almost see that. But let's zoom out just a little bit. And you'll see if you got in somewhere down here, it's outperforming the market. And as you scroll out and out and out, here you go. You could have got in somewhere down here, and you see how it outperformed the market. Is it too late to invest? And let's just zoom back in. So prior to 2013, you can see how Monster has outperformed the market. And so why does this matter? Let me show you maybe a younger company that doesn't have a lot of history. So let's take a look at Cloudflare. And if you do the same concept, if you look at this, look at the year to date. It's outperforming just this year, 192%. If you look at the 2-year chart, look at this. Cloudflare has now already 10 extra money. And is it too late to get in? And if you look at the history of all those companies, you see this don't have a long term. Is it too late to get in? So that's what we're trying to address. So the question is this. If it's a good investment, something can be a good investment for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. An example is something like maybe even a Coca-Cola, which most people hate today. If they can still grow by 2, 3, 4% a year, your investment will grow. But if you got in the 90s or the 80s, you already made your money up front. So 2 or 3% each year after that, after you made your huge run, will still make you money. Now, there's this concept of anything can go back to zero. If the company like Coca-Cola doesn't produce product that people want, let's say they only sold Coke and they don't have water, they don't have Powerade, or well, actually Powerade is a competing product, but Coca-Cola has, they're buying what is that other energy drink? I think it's the Armor. And then they do sell Gatorade, I think is theirs, if I got it right. But if they never got into other drinks like coffee and anything else, and they only sold soda, you can see how the company will not grow, but actually the market cap and the value will shrink. So companies need to always change and adapt their product to meet consumer tastes and demands. And if they can still grow by, let's say, 5% a year, they'll do well. So timing only matters from if you want the big gain, then obviously you got to get in a little bit earlier from the rest of the people. Otherwise, you're just getting the modest gain. You can, and whatever modest means, it ranges depending on which investment you're looking at. And the last thing is you always want to think about the risk management and your portfolio sizing and risk reward. You never want to go in on anything, not just Bitcoin, but we're talking about any investment like Enron or WorldCom or anything else. You never want to go all in, bet on a single horse, because if you're wrong, you will lose everything. And so the strategy is you need to really think through your investment methodology. And if you do it right, you're going to have a great probability of making money. There are many ways to get 8, 9, 10, 12% return. Those who take higher risk, you can make 20 or 30 or 40% return. Bitcoin so far has averaged about 100% return a year. And it is still true this year because most people are very happy with their returns. I know a lot of people who got 2, 3, 4, 500% returns this year, and they're obviously looking for more over the next decade. Will that always happen? The answer is no one knows. But if you follow these simple rules, a good investment can be good for many, many years. So is it too late to invest? You have to pick an investment that has a long, long runway. So it has a lot of opportunities to deliver a service or product that consumers want over the next 10 or 20 years. If you pick something like that, you most likely will do well, and this is how you make money investing. So the question is it too late to invest in Bitcoin? I don't think so. Is it too late to invest in Ether? I don't think so. Is it too late to invest in somebody's growth tech stock? I don't think so. Again, would you gain the 1,000,000% return? Most likely you're not, but you can still make 8, 9, 10, 12, 14% return per year, whatever it is, you can compound that and you'll do well. And Microsoft is a great example. It's been hitting new highs. It's been outperforming. Even Meta or Facebook has been doing really well lately. So there are many ways to make money in this market. With that being said, let me know what your thoughts are. What investments are you adding that you think will have high growth rate in the future? Comment below, smash the like button, and don't forget, let's do this together. Let's do this $1 at a time. As always, have a profitable day. Bye-bye.